Howdy, and welcome to the Texas Bucket List, the show dedicated to everything there's to see, do, and experience right here in the Lone Star State. My name is Shane McAuliffe, and this week we start things off in San Angelo at a special museum dedicated to the working ladies of Wild West Texas. In historic Block 1 of San Angelo, you'll find all sorts of history, but only one of these buildings has a story to tell that will leave you catching your breath on Concho Avenue. Before you can get the full story of what happened in this old haunt, you have to start off in the old watering hole that's now a place for pretty things.
Hi, welcome to Block 1. I'm Haley.
Hey, Haley, Shane, how are you doing?
Nice to meet you.
I hear y'all got a whole lot of history here.
We do.
Some of it a little naughtier than the rest.
Yes.
Legend Jewelers is part of the reason downtown San Angelo is such a gem for Texan tourists.
We've been here for 20 years, but the building has a lot more history than that. If you look up, you can see all the bullet holes in the ceiling from over time, from when it was a saloon. And if you look right here, we have the Concho Pearls, which a lot of people come here to look at. But they do come a lot for the history upstairs. So let's go ahead and go.
Yeah, let's see the history upstairs. But it's what happened above the beautiful tin roof that can stir the imagination and cause a few giggles.
I love being able to see people's faces when they learn a little bit more about our history here in San Angelo.
Haley Rayshak pulls double duties in these parts.
I'm top sales girl in either place, down or up.
Selling stones and telling stories. I don't know what you were thinking.
They kind of rent out us girls to do all the tours.
She showed us around the infamous Miss Hattie's Bordello Museum, a business that started in San Angelo back in 1902. Known as Miss Hattie's Boarding House for Girls, it was the ladies who were giving the lessons all the way until the 1950s. Surely local lawmen and stuff had to know what was going on here.
They kind of just turned their heads. Actually, it was the Texas Rangers that came out of Houston and closed it down in '52.
Boarded up for 25 years, the former den of iniquity was reopened in the late 70s, complete with the original furnishings, features, and a few other artifacts that are a bit naughty in nature.
We leave a little bit to the imagination.
That's funny. No, well, that's crazy. I mean, never mind. I'm not going anywhere.
So this is the hallway. And as you can see, there are many options to choose from when it came to girls.
Quite a few rooms.
Mm-hmm. Yep, all the lanterns down the hallway are original too.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And here is one of my favorite rooms. It is the poker room.
Oh, let's check that out.
Mm-hmm.
It seems innocent enough.
This actually used to be another one of the girls' rooms. Actually, the dining room area was the poker room.
Okay.
Mostly everything in this room is to period, even the poker chips and the cards. But of course, everyone comes here to see the ladies, or at least to hear about them.
Sure, sure. All right, let's go check it out. Off to see the ladies. The ladies of Miss Hattie's have quite a connection to San Angelo. Turns out, when the museum was open, some stopped by to share their knowledge about what it was like knocking boots in a bordello.
The girls came up here and had a little reminiscing tour, and so they go around telling and talking about old times and all the stories that they had. So this is Miss Kitty's room.
All right.
Miss Kitty was so popular with the men that she was left 3 different ranches and 3 different men's wills.
Wow.
And in fact, her descendants still live on one of the ranches here in San Angelo today, and they frequent the store. So yes, we know who they are.
That's amazing. Do they come up here to see Grandma's old place?
You know, I don't think so. I've never had them up here, at least. The way that Miss Hattie had payments set up, it was a day's pay for anybody. So if you're a cowboy and you made 60 cents a day, that's what you'd pay your girl. If you're a banker and lawyer, made $2, $3 a day, that's what you would pay. The bed is original, and mattresses, of course, have been taken out and burned.
Another popular girl was Miss Goldie, who even had a foyer for fools looking for fun.
So you had to be pretty popular to have your own waiting area.
Sure.
And there could be between 6 to 10 men in here just sitting in here twiddling their thumbs. And if you didn't know what was going on in the next room, you sure did after sitting in here for a little bit because the walls aren't really that thick.
6 to 10 men waiting.
Waiting. Miss Goldie was known for her natural blonde hair and her fair complexion that just drove the men absolutely crazy. She was given a whole $2 for her favor.
Wow.
Again, favors anything you want to think about or not think about.
I see.
Yes. Miss Goldie was popular with all the soldiers out at the Air Force Base, so it kind of tells you what time she was here. So this is where the transactions were made.
Okay.
It is one of my favorite rooms just because of the bed.
Sure.
The brass bed, you know, it showed that she was a high dollar girl.
I see. A very fancy bed. And this
Yes.
is Miss Goldie's bed from the day.
Yes.
The history it's seen.
Yeah, I'm sure.
After holding in my feelings, I couldn't resist any longer, and out came the one-liners.
I am rendered speechless in the cat house.
Most are. Some wildebeest calls.
Oh no, it's bad. I still got it.
Just be sure your jokes are appropriate for your present company.
An elderly couple had come up here and they'd gotten to the top of the steps and he said, well, that wasn't there before, and his wife stormed down. So
Miss Hattie's Bordello Museum, a chance to snuggle up and hear the sizzling history of San Angelo.
well, not only does it have to do with St. Angelo history, but it's a nice piece of history to look at. You know, sometimes when you go look at historical places, they're nothing like they used to be. And this one, it just kind of has still that old charm, you know, that old feeling when you get in here.